So yes, people, welcome back to another video here on the JNM Football channel. So today we're talking about players who perform well in training and can't perform to that level in matches. So if this is you, or this sounds like you, then this video will hopefully resolve that issue. So I'd like to start saying that there are like these two types of players who I've seen, who I've had teammates who are like this, like they rather train really well and then play badly, or don't play as well as they train, or they train really poorly, like train really bad throughout the whole week, and then come Saturday in the game they're unreal, no one can get near them. So I've seen both these types of players. Me personally, like I think I'm the second. Like I don't train as well as I should, or I don't train as well as I play. Like I train okay, but then when it comes to games I'm able to push it like 5% more. So yeah, that's me personally. But I've seen players who like train amazingly, like really well, and then when it comes to a game, like they're scared, they're shy, they don't want to get on the ball, they're nervous. So yeah, if this sounds like you, it's 100% normal, and yeah, hopefully I can help you get rid of this issue with this video. So basically, the number one thing and the main thing here is your mindset. When it comes to training, like there's no real pressure. You don't have to perform like your ultimate best. If you make a mistake, nothing really happens. Like you might get shouted at by a teammate or a coach, but like that's it. But then in a game, if you make a mistake, that could mean your team losing or not winning or something like this. So there's much more pressure in games. So when you train, you're training without pressure, and you don't add any pressure on yourself. You just go to train, you go to learn, you go to mess about with the boys and things like this. So when you go into training, you're relaxed, you're chilled, you just want to go and play football, focus on training, focus on improving. And like you need to take this same mindset that you have in training and take that mindset into matches. So before training, if you're a person who likes to joke about stuff like that and it gets you relaxed, chilled, try doing that before match. Or if you listen to, I don't know, songs before training, or whatever you do before training that gets you into the mindset, into the zone for training, try doing that before match. Because the main thing is basically your mindset's not the same when you go to a training session or when you go to a match. So basically, before training, your mindset's really relaxed, you're calm, you're just going out to train, that's it. But then when it comes to a match, your mindset's completely different. You're nervous, you don't know what's going to happen, you put added pressure on yourself. Like there's already a bit of pressure from, say, fans, coaches, whatever. Then you add that pressure on yourself by saying, oh, what happens if I make a mistake? And like this is one big thing. Like people say, what happens if I make a mistake, or what happens if I mess up? But instead of thinking about this, think about what happens if I succeed. What happens if I do pull off that amazing pass? What happens if I do score that goal? So like instead of asking yourself a negative question, ask yourself a positive question. So instead of saying what happens if I mess up, just ask yourself what happens, or what would happen if I do something well. Like your coach will say, oh, well done, your team will get a chance, your team will score. So yeah, change that question from a negative to a positive. And the number one thing is just getting into the right mindset. Try and get into the same mindset that you go into training. And I've said this already, but another point is you add pressure onto yourself. So there's already pressure anyway from fans, like the club, coaches, teammates, for you to perform to help the team. But then, and I do this myself, I add pressure onto myself, which is also a good thing, but you don't want to add too much pressure, because if you do add too much pressure, then you're going to be nervous and stuff. But you do want to add a bit of pressure to make sure you like really want to perform well and you're up for the match. But adding too much pressure on yourself can just make yourself nervous. You won't want to get on the ball, you'll hide from the ball, things like this. So try not to add too much pressure on yourself, and just speak to your teammates before to like calm yourself, relax yourself, and get into the right mindset. Another point is, and this like all these points are kind of like connected basically, but my third point is that you need to control your mind, control the thoughts you have, thoughts you're feeding your mind. So the book I'm reading at the moment, which you've probably seen if you've been watching our YouTube channel, is like the Chimp Paradox, and it's about like the mind has two parts, the human part and the chimp part. And the human part works off facts and logic, I think that's what it says in the book. But the chimp part works off like feelings and anxiety. So if you're nervous, it's coming from your chimp side of the brain. So you can't like completely shut off your chimp part of the brain, but you can control it. And like just ask yourself, like if you're thinking like before a game and you're thinking, oh, I'm really nervous, or I'm going to mess up, or I'm going to play bad, that's your chimp mind speaking, and you need to like use your human mind and say, look, I've trained well all week, I've prepared, I had a good night's sleep last night, I'm feeling ready, I'm feeling fit, I'm feeling fresh. So you need to think of the facts, not your feelings, because obviously you're going to feel a bit nervous before a game, and that's 100% normal. But you need to use your human part of the mind and like just think like, oh, I've worked really hard this week in training, I've prepared well, I had a good pre-match meal, I had a good night's sleep last night, I'm feeling ready, I'm feeling good. So you need to think of the facts, like you are feeling well, you have prepared well for the game, and you just want to go out and perform well. So you want to like control the thoughts you're feeding your own mind. Basically, you want to feed it positive thoughts. You want to like remind yourself how good of a player you are, what your strong points are, what you need to focus on in the game, what's your job in the game, how well you've prepared, how well you've trained, and think of your like, best moments. Think about that good moment in training. Think about a good pass from last week's game. Think about your highlights video. Think about all your good things, and just feed your mind positive thoughts to get you in the zone and get you into just a positive mindset for the match. And obviously, to do that and to feed your mind these positive thoughts, you need to prepare well. So if you have prepared well, your mind will be at peace. Basically, like you know you got 8 hours of sleep, you know you stretched, you know you foam rolled, you know you ate a good meal, you know you've had a lot of water, and your mind can be at peace. Because basically, if you don't prepare well, then your mind's gonna be, oh no, I didn't have a good meal, or I didn't eat in time, or I haven't drunk enough water, or I had a bad sleep last night, and then that's gonna like make you even more nervous. So prepare well for yourself, but prepare well for the peace of mind. So you know you've done everything well. You can just relax and focus on the match. Then another one of my points is just simply believing in yourself. If you're not going to believe in yourself, then no one else will. You just need to believe in yourself. Have trust in your ability. Like, don't go questioning your ability 5 minutes before match, because that's just not going to help. Like, believe in yourself. Trust yourself. Trust your ability, like I said, and just go out and play. Don't overthink it. It's football. You've been playing football your whole life. You love it. You enjoy it. So just go out and play football. Have fun. And like stick to your game. The point I wrote down, and it's from the book Relentless, if any of you read that. It's about like Michael Jordan's coach. He coached Dwayne Wade, Kobe Bryant, basketball players like that. And basically one of the things he states in the book is you want to let your instincts take over. And for me, I found that this is very true. When you start to think and second guess and question your mind or yourself, that's where you start to make mistakes. That's when you start to play slow. If you just like don't think, but like you just like let your instincts take over, then you're going to play so much better and so much quicker. Because if you think about it, the things you do in matches, you've done 1,000 times before in trainings, in matches. Like you've played that 20-yard pass, you've had that shot on goal, you've headed that ball out, you've took a corner hundreds of times. But then when you get into a match, you start questioning yourself, you start second guessing yourself, and you start making mistakes. For example, you're a centre mid and you have to play that 50-yard diag pass. You've done it thousands of times in trainings, at the park with your friends, in past games. Like you've done it so many times. But the minute you start questioning yourself or second guessing if you can pull it off, if you're good enough, then you're gonna mess up or make a mistake. Just don't think about it. Let your instincts take over. Let your muscle memory take over, and just play the pass. Relax, calm, and just let your instincts take over. Because you shouldn't be asking yourself to do something in a match you've never done before. You want to do the things that you've done thousands of times before in training, and the things that you are confident in. And then my last point is basically, it's just football. You're playing football, you love football, you enjoy football, or otherwise you wouldn't be playing it. So don't overthink it. It's just a game. Have fun, enjoy it, and like give it your 110%. And like these are the points that I've used myself personally, because I used to like be really, really nervous before games. I couldn't eat and stuff like that, but now like I've learned how to deal with nerves, and now I'm calm before games. I've just gone to transfer the video to the computer, and I saw it's cut out in like the last minute, so I'm not sure where exactly it cut out, but anyway, I'm just going to outro it again. So please drop this video a like if it's helped you, and I'll see you guys in the next video.
I get those goosebumps every time you come around, yeah. You ease my mind, you make everything feel fine. Worry about those comments, I'm way too numb, yeah. It's way too dumb, yeah. I get those goosebumps every time. I need the Heimlich, throw that to the side.